Well, let's speak to Kadir Ustun, the Executive Director of the SETA Foundation. It's a think tank in Washington. Thank you very much indeed for your time, Kadir. Isn't it interesting that after a 3-hour-plus meeting, all we have in terms of what they talked about, these two gentlemen, is an unnamed source saying that President Erdogan made Turkey's feelings very clear. Does that say anything?
Well, the fact that the meeting lasted so long tells you that there must have been detailed discussions about what can be done on the ground in Manbij, especially YPG's control there. That's one of the biggest things that Turkey worries about. So hopefully something positive will come out of this. But overall, let's be realistic. As long as the U.S. continues to see the YPG as an ally on the ground, these tensions between the two allies will continue.
Yes, but just the fact that there's been no official statement at all, I was just wondering whether that might at least highlight how the sensitivities are intense at the moment between these two countries. And you've mentioned the YPG. That's clearly one of the main sticking points. There seems to be some kind of disagreement, shall we say, between members of the U.S. administration, because there are almost contradictory statements coming out about U.S. support for the YPG. Are the Americans going to pay for a border force? Are they going to arm them? Are they not? Rex Tillerson saying that, oh, some of my people misspoke when they spoke about the YPG. None of that can make it very easy for Turkey to negotiate with Washington.
Well, absolutely. There's a lot of confusion, and it's not clear who's running the Syria policy. Moreover, there's probably not a clear Syria policy in Washington. But there are commitments made since the Kobani fight in 2014. The U.S. strategy, it was tactical first to establish this kind of relationship with quote-unquote local forces on the ground, without U.S. boots on the ground, to fight ISIS. But it's been 3-4 years now, and ISIS no longer controls any territory. And this relationship established with the YPG, the future of this relationship is unclear. And it's very unclear as well that the U.S., what it wants in Syria. Does it want to confront Iran? And if its future strategy is going to be based on that, or is it going to try to find a political solution through negotiations with Russia, or is it there to still fight ISIS? These are not all goals that match each other, that complement each other. They are actually, when you dig down into the details of these policies, they will contradict each other. So there's this CENTCOM's relationship, military relationship with YPG, their support for them, and they control a certain area, but the overall strategy is unclear. Obviously, YPG is a branch of PKK, and it's a direct national threat to Turkey, and Turkey has been patient with the U.S., which promised in the past that it would pull YPG away from Manbij, and it made certain promises to the Turkish side. Turkey has been patient. But
I'll tell you what, Kadir, we know this. I want to ask you for your analysis of whether you think this relationship can be repaired. Because after the U.S. National Security Advisor H.R. McMaster was here in Turkey, Binali Yildirim, the Turkish Prime Minister said our NATO ally and long-standing strategic partner should pull itself together and make a sound decision. A few days later, Foreign Minister Mevlut Çavuşoğlu said it's make or break time for our relations with the United States. Do you think they can recover best relations?
I think it is recoverable, but it's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be very soon, because there is a real lack of political ownership of Syria policy in Washington. So is Tillerson running the policy? Is McMaster running the policy? Is Trump running the policy? Is CENTCOM running the policy? It's not clear. So there needs to be a political ownership of this policy, and then sit down with the NATO ally Turkey to figure out how to go forward. But it's not going to come soon. I don't expect a complete breakdown. There are many common interests between these two countries, but it's not going to be easy. It's going to be very difficult.
Kadir Ustun from SETA in Washington. Thank you, Kadir.